Good afternoon, everybody. How's things? Oh my goodness me, it's been a crazy one this morning. As you can see, I'm just gonna put my board in. This is a board I've been working on. It's only my little one. My larger board is still in my box somewhere down in the depths of unpacking. I hope everybody's okay. Thank you for watching yesterday. Really appreciate it. And for the emails that you sent in, it really makes my job or my lifestyle a lot easier when I know people are out there that appreciate it. So thank you. It's absolutely lovely of you. And Matt, after the show yesterday, we did talk just for a little bit about how nice it is that people take the time to respond. I mean, I know you don't always sort of have your messages read out, and I understand that they're busy, but yeah, I do appreciate it, and so do they. So thank you ever so much for that. So okay, here we go. I know it's on a cold September afternoon. It's October next week. What's happening? I thought, yeah, I'm gonna go back to basics because that's all I've got here. Everything's still packed in my box from yesterday. So yeah, I've got my tile. I'm going to stick with cream. You see there, I've put my the number, the date as normal, everything in there. I've got my basic pen pencil tortillon. I've got a white chalky pencil with me as well. And I've also got my stencil. Remember, this stencil was the one that was almost like a free giveaway kind of thing with the book 3 that was on Create and Craft the other week. But if you haven't got it, don't panic. You don't have to use the stencil. You can just draw it freehand. Well, it's absolutely not a problem at all. So don't need to worry about that. Think, oh my goodness, I need a stencil. You don't. It's just that it makes life a little bit easier sometimes. But you can do it freehand. It's absolutely fine. Okay. Whew. With all that done and said then, here we go. Are we all ready for this? Okay. I'm going to start with, I'm going to come in with pencil. And being that I have got a stencil, usually we would do the 4 dots and then join them. But as I being that I've got a stencil, I'm going to use the largest square. Just so happens that it fits my tile. There we go. And I'm just going to draw around that, just in pencil, ever so lightly, because I'm going to sort of draw things over it, and I want to be able to, work with that a little bit later. Okay. Oh, hi there, everybody. It's lovely to see, regular people with names I've not sort of seen before. So that's great. Hi there. Okay, so sticking with pencil, I think I'm just gonna mark my dots just because I feel like I'm gonna do that. That's all right, just for later. So let's go in now with a pen. So I'm going to stick with the stencil, and again, if you haven't got one, please don't worry. You see, I've got 2 different size squares here, so I'm going to use them. I'm going to have one slightly off at an angle. I'm going to have it going off the frame completely. Let's go a little bit larger so you can see what I'm doing there. There we are. So I'm going to draw that one in. Okay. So there we go. You see it's on a bit of a ski whiff, but that's what I want, so that's fine. Then I'm going to sort of use the slightly smaller one here, and I'm going to put another one. Sort of maybe, let's go here. But it's going to go as though it's going underneath that last one. So I'm definitely today doing random abstract. So yeah, there is a plan here. There is a plan in mind. But I want it to be a little bit more abstract today, I think. We'll do that. There we go. So there's another. And again, you see that one is going underneath that one there. Okay? So I've got three sections. My border's been done in pencil because, as you can see, I'm not going to need all of it. So that's okay. Oh, that's okay, Lindsay. You can come back and pick it up later. We know that. Yeah, I know it's that time of year now, things like that are happening. Okay, so I'm going to start by working on this tile, or this mini tile now, tile on a tile. And just for a moment, I'm going to come back in with my pencil, and I'm going to put myself a little bit of an odd kind of wobbly shape on there. plan is I'm going to try and join it at that top end. There we go. All right. Oh no, Pat. I know we're laughing. Oh my goodness me. That's awful. Oh, I feel bad now. It's all right. Okay, so here we go. Oh, thank you, Sue. You know, I really think about demos because you want to get things in and you want to try and get as much done as you can, so you can't always finish things. What I am doing though, I am the larger piece of art, I am working on that, and if you want me to, I will actually photograph it and I'll show you in sort of stages so you can see how the progress is being made. I think that's a good idea. I'll do that. Okay, so here we go. So I'm back to pen and I've got this funny odd shape. I'm going to pick a point. I'm going to go with that point there. Any point on the line, so you can do it any way round you like. Was I, Sue? That was a bit early for me. I was in bed then. So yeah, I know they do these crazy things, don't they? Okay, so from here, and I'm going to create a line, just sort of a curve, and I'm going to the other side, just going over a little bit. You see there, I'm over the pencil a little bit. Let's just sort of join that, and then put that little line so I know, you see? And then from here again, I'm going to come on out. You see, same place, same sort of curve, and I'm going to sort of come out a little bit. And let's join that together. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll do that, and Jude, I'll post pictures of how it's going. Okay, so I'm coming from that point again, and I'm going to come outwards again. Look, just so it's slightly over that line. Let's put that little mark there and just fill that gap in. And then again back to the point, up and over. And then join them together. All right. You see this little bit in the middle here? I'm going to just go from here to here with the pen and join that together. Okay? Okay. Oh, thank you, Tracy. Yeah, that butterfly is, I've used it so much. I can't tell you how much I've used it. It's a really nice one to do. So, okay. And back again. You see now I'm going slightly over and then I'm going to join it to that one there. And then this little gap in between. Okay. Oh, Patricia, pencils, yeah. I've got two types of pencils I like to use. Without a doubt, Polychromos by Faber-Castell are a really, really nice product. Although they can be very expensive, and I understand that. But I tend to bring to Creating Craft a company called Brunswick, and their pencils they're on a par with the Polychromos, but they're just slightly better budget-wise. And again, they're not, I wouldn't say they were cheapest on the market, but they're really, really good. They're really nice. And I use their pastel pencils as well, so they're the chalky ones, and they work really nice because you can blend them. And I use their coloured pencils, and I am going to be bringing their watercolour pencils as well, so it's nice to have a range that you can work with. Okay, so I'm back here with this one. I'm just going to put that little mark there and fill it in. Oh, hey Denise. Then again. And I'm going to join that one. And see this gap in the middle? I'm going to join it there. Okay. Oh, Denise, I hope your husband's it's not too serious there. I hope he's okay. Send him my love. See, I've done that little mark again. Now just let me go a little bit. So you see where I'm coming just off the pencil line and then coming back to it. And that little gap there, I'm just filling it in. And then look again from that point around. Just slightly over. And then see, I'm actually going to follow the shape. There you go. So I'm joining it to there. And then this little bit in the middle here, I'm just joining it together. All right. So then here we go again from that same point up to to there. Okay. And then around up to there. And then join it. And then this bit here, I'm just going to join that line to that one. Oh, Joanne, I know you, yeah. Getting up at 4 o'clock to be there was a bit crazy, but you know, once you're up and you're on the road, it doesn't matter so much. And actually yesterday, on one of the slip roads, I saw a deer, and it was worth getting up for. It's just lovely to see, you know, a bit of wildlife. Oh, Denise, seriously, yeah, sending my love. Peace, okay. And I think I'm going to sort of bring that one round, so I've finished it there. All right, let's have a look at where we're at. Okay, so you see here, I'm going to squeeze one in there, I think. So now it's a little bit sort of backwards from there. There we go. And then finish it off coming back there. So I've got this really weird, odd shape. All right, so let's do something with this. I'm going to look at the ones that we've got coming out a little bit. I'm going to add some lines to that one. See, all the way down, following that curve. All right, and then being that I'm into colouring, I'm going to colour in every other one. I'm going to have a striped shape there. There we go. And there. Alright. And on that one, now you know why I've got my white chalk pencil line around, because doing these stripes means that you can do that. Same with this one here. So whether you want to put all your lines in first or you want to colour them as you're going, it's entirely up to you. But you can see there, look, I've left that one completely, and I've now come back to this one, and I'm just filling in. Now, of course, with this particular tangle, you can go as crazy with that shape as you like, or as you could actually do it even around like a heart shape or just a circle. But I think, being that I wanted to do something a bit more random today, that's why we did the funny shape. But this pattern works around a lot of different shapes. Or you can do freehand if you feel brave enough. So there we go. And again, you know, if you've got a pen with a thicker nib, then you can go ahead and fill these sections in with a thicker pen. I know it'll sort of speed up the process a bit, and obviously won't waste all your ink in this particular one. See, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do this one so I don't forget it. Okay. And so it's nice to know that you can work with just the basic equipment. It is nice to have all the other extra bits and pieces, and yeah, we love it. We love the colours, the different coloured tiles and all the rest of it, but sometimes it's nice to know that you think, well, actually, I'll just stick with the basics for now. Let's work with that. I mean, of course, you can always go in afterwards and you can use some ink around the edges and colour the tile and what kind of thing. So I think we'll just shade it today. There we go. There we go. Just working my way down these stripes, just in small sections. I must admit, I'm liking the journal pages that you've been doing with the buttons tile we did on Wednesday. I think they're great. Now you see here where I've got this line going this way, where this one went there. So I'm going to repeat that pattern. I'm going to continue it following the same way. Just makes it, you know, more sort of visual. It looks, makes your eyes sort of think, oh, okay, I understand that, because the lines are going the same way. Okay, next one. suppose, is it better if I turn it that way so you can actually see where I've been rather than me putting my hand over it? It's the beauty of being left-handed, isn't it? Yeah. So Matt yesterday did take his card with him. I think he was going to finish his butterfly that he started. I think I was a little bit quick to try and get him to do it real time, but he wanted to have a go. So you see, this one it's sort of got this kind of shape. So we'll continue that sort of curve as it goes down. All right. Okay. So next one. I'm just going to fill in that space. And the next one. You see, this is where you no longer have to try and work out where the lines are going and if it's going to work. It's just about filling in those stripes and just enjoying seeing the contrast between one colour and the next. And there's no panic about it at all. See, I'm going to miss that one, and then there's that curve again. So I'm going to come in and do the curve that way. There we go. All the way down the bottom. Oh, did you, Elaine? That's great. Oh, yesterday I left instructions for Leslie and John to do the post, and they did a brilliant job. So apologies. I know if you ordered yesterday, I'm not going to make the post office today. I do apologise, but they'll be out first thing Monday. So we'll get that sorted. I left my laptop at home this morning, so John had to go back and fetch it. And there have been a few phone calls and bits of admin I've needed to do. So we're on the case. We're going to be in all weekend packing parcels and things. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Yay! Might even bring the boys in tomorrow. Actually, they've not been in here for a little bit. I don't mean child labour, by the way. Anybody that's thinking that when I say the boys, I mean my dogs. Yeah. Actually, next month it's Benji's first birthday. On the 23rd, he was an October puppy. Seth was March the 23rd. Actually, funny how you get similar dates, isn't it? So yeah, he'll be one. We might. He needs to go in for another cut and blow dry. His fur's growing all over the place. It's funny. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, Maureen, I can't remember now. I do apologise. But if anybody knows, that would be lovely to hear. That. Well, look at that. Love that. All right, so let's just, if we can, I'm going to come in just on a couple of edges here, and let's add in a little curve with a ball on the end, I think. Oh, Josie, they are Shelties. I have a blue merle with blue eyes. That's Seth, who's 10 years old, and I have Benji, who's a red. And he's, say, nearly 12 months old. So I'm going to just get these in, but I'm determined to get a few. There we go, little hats on, look. And then if you wanted to, we could even add in a couple of little... Ah, you see, you thought I was going to say the Z word then, didn't you? All right, see, I can get another one in. I think I'll get one in here, like a little ball on the end. Or draw around the shape, and then 1, 2, 3. See, they get smaller each time. There we are. And put a tiny little one there so it looks like it's going behind. There we go. And just a couple little lines with a little bobble on the end. Let's have a look at that. Alright. So, yeah, I'm going to put one here, just one. So there we go, all around. And then on we go. There we are. And just a little. They're lovely little things, these just little flourishes, and it just makes the difference, doesn't it? It's nice to sort of add to it. Okay, so next bit then, I'm going to leave these for a moment and I'm just going to focus on this side here. Let's go in and I'm just going to go from the edge there, and I'm just going to pull out with a bit of a curve over that border. And then let's do another one pretty close to. And I'm just going to join them together. All right, let's do another one. I'm going to come this way. And again. There we go. And let's do another, but this time, you know, see as I come to this, I'm going to go underneath. So they're not crossing over. All right. Okay, let's have another one. Let's go this way. This is where we talked about random. Is just having something a bit different. It's quite curved, whereas this is quite spiky. So it's a really nice contrast to mix the two. There we go. Let's have one here. Okay, there we are. And another one. I'm trying to make them different sizes as well. I don't want a sort of a same row of all the same sort of way and angle and size. I want different. So I'm going to have one coming across here. It's just nice to cross them over, and again it's sort of a tangle we've done before, but in a different way of using it. It is one of the simpler ones that we can do, but just does look really good. Alright. So I'm just working my way around. Again, I'm trying not to be predictable as to where they're going. You see, I've gone a little bit finer, a little bit thinner as I've gone along. So I'm going to leave it there for a minute, because if I'm not careful, I'm going to end up with little crisscrosses all over. Oh, let's start up here. And that's a great way, if you find that you're doing a pattern and you don't want it to be similar, then move it on and start somewhere else, because it sort of helps you to change the perspective of where you're going with it. And if you don't want it to look the same, it's nice to work it that way. See, these ones you could perhaps even like not join them at the top and just take them straight off into a journal page somewhere, or a piece of artwork that you want to work on. Alright, you see I've got two crosses the same there now, so let's do something a little bit unexpected, and let's go through all of them. There we are. Okay, let's do one there too. And let's have one coming around here. So see, now I can do another, and that one has actually changed things a little bit for there. So let's have another one coming out here. Okay, I'm just sort of, this is my sort of my largest space, so let's go and fill those. Okay, it's a bit different. Look at that. Alright. Oh yeah, it will be on catch up, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to sort of work on this section now, and just to sort of make it a bit easier to start with, I'm going to switch to pencil, and I want to put in a bit of a grid shape. So just nice and lightly, I'm going to put in my vertical lines. You see, normally I would start in the middle work my way along if that's, but my middle's not really clear, so I've given myself a space, and they're sort of almost, they're about as thick as my, oh sorry, there you go, about as thick as my pencil, but you know, the size is entirely up to you there. Let's do the same this side, so they're sort of squarish in shape, and because they're underneath something else, we can work that, okay? Alright, so let's now take each line. You see where it's sort of straight? I'm going to bend it. Okay? Same again. And then I'm going to do that. Well, see this one here, I'm going to imagine it's about there, so you're not going to get the full bend, you're just going to get a little bit of it. Oh, thank you, Julie, that'd be lovely. Yeah, it was ace. But you know, when it's on screen, you really want to sort of look at it, and you only see it for a split second almost. There we go. Alright, so you've got this sort of wave pattern going on. I'm turning it round, and I'm going to do the same again. A curve. A curve. And a curve. Alright, keep it going. And same here. See, I'll not get the full curves in places because it's going underneath where it was. Alright, and let's just go ahead and add a little dot in each one of those. There we are. Just where we can see them, you might see a little bit of one there. And then of course you are going to get a half dot around the edge. So let's just fill those in. So you're still going to get a quarter one there, aren't you? Right, start working in maths. It doesn't matter, so don't need to worry about how many there are, what size. Just put yourself one in. Oh, there's going to be one up there. Alright, oh, hey Sonia. Okay, so let's go a little bit larger with this now. So where I've got these dots, I'm going to add in a little cross. Okay, so working my way up bank. Now see here I've only got sort of half, so I'm just going to get those little bits. Same there, like just the one. So you have to sort of almost imagine that cross is still there, but it's just been sort of cut away. So there you're going to get the two little marks, and there just the one. Oh, there you go. And of course on those, so you've got the full dot, you can have that full cross shape in there. Okay. And these ones. A little one there, full one there, and little ones there, and one. There we go. Okay, so let's have a look. So we've got quite a detailed one here. This one underneath is just sort of a fuller shape. So let's have a look at this one. Now, we started with using a stencil to give us a straight line, but I'm on purpose now not going to put straight lines in there. So what I'm going to do is quite a thin, I'm going to do a bit of a wavy line. So it's only slightly wavy, but if it goes off a little bit, that's okay. See? And then turn it round, and then I'm going to start back up in this corner. From there, and I'm going to do the same sort of thing again. A little bit of a wave. See? And then on to the next one. And a little bit of a wave. You see, and you imagine it's going underneath all that there. So if I turn it again, see I've got the last bits of this one here. Just a little bit of a wave. So let's have a look at how that works together. You see, so I've always started in that top corner. So let's do the same again. A little bit of a wave. Alright, turning it round. And again, a little bit of a wave. Sort of imagine it's like it's a not very neat patchwork. All right. Turning it again. And so it'd be that one there, see? And then down here, it's almost like the log cabin, isn't it? Sometimes if you want to do really straight, you can, but I think it's quite nice to have that little bit of an edge where it looks a little bit rough around the edges. It's got more character that way. It doesn't look so printed. There you are, see? A little bit of a wave. And then that one. See, I've stopped turning my tile now. I'm quite aware if you turn it too much, you get a bit dizzy and lose where you're going. But please feel free. It's a good practice to get into, to turn your tile. But I'm trying to keep it same if I can, so it's easier for you to see. Okay, so I'm just imagining it going behind all the little mini tiles we've been doing. There we go. So you get a little bit there maybe, and then that's about it. Okay. Let's have a look. We've also got to add baked biscuits to Julie's fame, because she does come on and she's like, "Oh, I've just been cooking biscuits. It's all good." Okay. All right. So remember that very first border we did in the pencil here? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back in and I'm going to draw it in. Now, if you want to go back to using the stencil, put some straight edges in, that's absolutely fine. But I'm going to go in freehand. You see, I'm just going to miss where it's joining anything else that I've drawn. See here, I'm just going to follow it through. It's going to be quite tricky, that one there. There we go. And into this one. There we are. Almost. And that one. Okay. And while we're at it, being that we've talked about the patchwork, I'm just going to go in and add that little sort of faux stitch kind of effect around the top there. To just little dashes like so. Alright, turning it round. And looking it on. There we go. Little bits. And next one. You see, this is where it's quite nice because I've not gone back in with a straight edge as such, as it sort of looks like it's got a bit of a kink there. But that's, again, that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Because it doesn't look as though we've been religious with a particular shape. All right. Okay, so here's where we're at so far. Oh, Julie, you're going to have to, a recipe for oatcakes. Interesting. All right, so space that's left around here, I'm going to add in a random line. You see it? Follow it underneath. I'll bring it out here. Okay, let's do another. Can't really do much there, you're not going to see it. So let's have another one going this way. Just sort of breaking my space up, real random. So another one there. Now here, this is where it gets a little bit complicated because it's going to go underneath. This is where it starts really making you think about where you're going to put these lines. Let's have another one in there. And I'm going to split this one up a little bit too. Let's go in there and in this one. And one there. And there you go. Look, it'll just come out there. Oh, see now we're talking. Oh, look, we're talking about structures of tiles, which is great, and then chocolate sponge cake, and it's like, oh my goodness, do they go together? Oh, I must admit, I have got my mint chocolate chai next to me. Leslie's just brought me a cuppa in, so it's all good. All right, I'm going a little bit larger now, so I want you to sort of see what I'm doing with this section here. And you can see they're all slightly different shapes and sizes. So I'm going to take a larger one, and I'm going to follow the line around until I get to the corner. And instead of going into the corner, I'm going to round it, you see? And follow the line again, and then round the corners. Now it doesn't matter if your line doesn't perfectly match the line you drawn originally. Actually, it works nice if you haven't, because it gives that sort of rougher edge. And I'm going to go in and fill every single space, like same. There you are, you see? Filling those. Now, these sections that you've got here, again, your choice. You can leave them, and it's nice to see that work in there. But you can also fill them in if you want to. And you can wait till the end and fill them, or fill them as you're going. I think today I'm going to fill them. So of course, the larger your gaps there, the heavier your black ink's going to look. There we go. It's nice to see the difference, because again, everybody's got their own way of doing this, and some corners, I say, meet closer to the gaps than some. So here, this one, it's a little bit of an odd shape, so I'm going to add a line here and fill that one and fill that one. You don't have to, you could have filled the whole shape, but I think I'm going to do it that way. So here, into this one, and fill in the gaps. Okay. Oh, are they in the dental hospital? I hope it's not too sore. It's still something that's not up and running, isn't it? It's not working right yet. Oh, okay. Filling in those spaces. Alright. Okay, let's have a look at how that looks. There we go. So it's a bit like a crazy paving kind of thing almost, isn't it? So here we go. Same sort of thing here. Let's go a little bit larger. There we go. So let's fill in those little gaps. There we go. And in and around. And around again. So these are quite small, so I'm not going to get much opportunity to fill in any gaps really. But that's okay, it's just continuing it, isn't it? It's just keeping it going. So you've got that pattern working its way through. Oh, I suppose, yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Because you've got the shell, you've got, this is almost seaweedy sticks, isn't it? Oh, Catherine, I know you get a lot of thunderstorms. And yeah, so it's quite, I never thought of it beachy-wise. There we are. So even in here, so you've got to really look at this section now, which is why I sort of left it till last, so you've got the pattern in your head, because we just want to be filling in the gaps around those sort of stick-like shapes almost. And then we're following the lines that are also being added, just to get them in place. It round. It's got winds picked up here, I must admit. It's quite windy today. There we are, around that tiny little one there. Just filling in any of those gaps you can find if possible. But you know, if they're really, really small, then you're not going to find any. And that's okay. Right, a little bit there. And around. Okay, and we go. So, round the shape. And again, there's no need to rush this. You don't feel like you've seen it. And there I've not quite gone on the line. But again, that's fine. So you could leave the line up. That just means that I'm going to a slightly thicker shape there. And see here I've got the one. I'm just going to split it so I can make a little bit more of an interest. around there. Okay, so let's have a look at that. Oh, absolutely, yeah, tangled biscuit. That would be good, wouldn't it? Okay. See, we always end up talking food, don't we? How does that work? I'm just going to add a little bit of weight, to a slightly thicker line down that side, and just across the bottom here. You see, I do find it easy to work downwards. There we go, just a little bit. And then the same here. And just, I mean, it's true, you can actually tangle onto anything, I suppose, can't you? And I think, if you think of a biscuit in the swirl that you put on the top, like a cinnamon bun, that's a tangle. So, yeah, no reason why it wouldn't work. Okay. So, see, I'm just doing the same two edges on each those little miniature tiles. Okay, so I've done this one, and this one. Let's have a look at that so far. All right, so I think a little bit of pencil now. Okay, quick sip of tea. And in with our pencil. Where are we going to start? I think what we'll do, we'll start with this back tile. And sort of working it, I'm not going to put a massive amount on, I'm just going to add a little bit of pencil, just on each of those lines, just on one side, you see. So I'm not really pressing on, and I'm sort of using more of the points because I don't want to fill it completely with graphite, or there won't be any highlights. Let's go over there. You see, just following the line. And I know the line's a little bit from the edges, but just sort of give it a little bit of an edge. Doesn't matter if it's not exactly all right or whatever you want to do. Okay. Oh, I know, Josie. Yeah, there's no mistakes here. There's no such thing as that perfection. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be perfect, but this really, every single one is going to be different. So it doesn't matter how much you strive for perfection, it's never going to be exactly the same. The only way of doing that is to actually draw one and copy it, and that just sort of defeats the object. It's no point. Okay, so you see on this one, I'm actually just drawing a line and then doing a bit of a zigzag. It doesn't matter which side you work with, as long as you keep them the same. So if I'd have decided I wanted to work the longer side this side and up, then that's fine. It's just that it's worked better for me that way. Okay. So let's have a quick look at background. While we're on that kind of pattern, I'm going to turn my tile a little bit because I want to do a similar thing, but I didn't want it to sort of be going in the same direction as that last sort of tile. So you see, I'm just sort of adding a little bit to one of the edges there. Okay, I'm going to move it along, and I'm going to do that one there. I'm going to do the same here. So they are sort of on the same angle, but it doesn't really matter so much. They're not. So just a little bits in there. If you can find a little gap. There we go. All right. So it's a little bit of shading now. Let's bring the torchy on in and work with what we've got there for now. So you see a nice point on the end. And the idea is with the lines here, let's go a little bit larger so you can see it. I'm just going to go along and soften the edges. You see, just straight edge. So I'm not trying to move it too much. I'm just softening that edge. And by doing so, I'm still getting a sort of a white line, or a space where there isn't much graphite going on there. Okay. So let's do that then. Same this side. So just softening the edge up and down. You see, just moving it a little bit. And of course, if you're
on a coloured tile, you could go back in and add a little bit more of the white pencil to the edges. I mean, I could do it on this, but you'll not particularly see it that much, you know, on the edges, just to bring out that edge. So that would work far better on a coloured tile than it would on this one. I can see it, but I don't know if it'll show up on the camera that well. Okay, so let's have a look at that. See, I've not done that much to it, especially being that it's sort of right at the back. We don't want to overdo it. I'll just do a little bit. There we go. Just to soften it a touch. Okay, so these sections here, I'm going to sort of similar thing and just soften out a little bit. So I'm almost following the same things, line and then a zigzag, line, the zigzag. You see, and I'm just doing a section of it. So I'm keeping that little bit there without any pencil. Right, just those little sections. And it just gives a little bit of 3 dimensions to it. And that's what we're after. Alright, just nice and gentle. There's no worries about pressing on. You see, I'm going to turn that angle again, and I'm just going to soften the edges of those. So I'm not really colouring, I'm just moving that graphite about and having a darker section and a lighter section, which sort of gives it that sense that it's not 2-dimensional anymore. Okay, just ever so gentle, just working it around. Now again, if you're on a super smooth tile where you've not got any texture, then this is one of the cartridgey type ones, your pencil won't move as far as this, but you know that, it's lovely. It does, doesn't it? It's yeah, very cushion like, that one. It is lovely. Alright, so back in with pencil. And I want to just have a look at these sections here for now. So I'm not going to do any pencil work actually on the shape. I'm going to come off the shape, you see. So I've pressed on a little bit there and I'm really close up to the line. But then as I come round, I'm just going to take it a little bit further away, you see. And then let's have a look at this one here, similar thing. And just come away a little bit. Same here, quite close to start with, and then I'm just going to come away a little bit. And same again, I'm just away a little bit. And this one. And this one. Okay. So this one here, I'm just going to actually keep that one close. And then this one. A little bit. See, I'm not going too far away. And I think that one, let's come in and out. See how it's just sort of pulling out? And it's not quite as long as that original one. I'm going to keep these as are. I think that one a little bit out. And this is. So you see, so it's, again, it's not about, oh, I can't quite get it to match. As long as it's got a little bit of shadow. And it's working. Now, hopefully you're looking at your own here and you might be thinking, oh, actually, it's already looking shadow-like. Oh, I do apologise. I've got carried away there and I forgot that I wasn't on screenshots. So have a look at that. Okay. So, little tortillon again, and I'm just gonna just ever so gently soften those edges. Now this one is going to get a little bit confused in there, so don't worry about that. Just, you know, work on the bits you can. You know that you've got a little bit of pencil there to work with, so you know it doesn't have to be every single one as followed perfection. You've got that line in there, so that's fine. And we're sort of now starting to get a little bit of a lift from these. It looks like they're sort of slightly moving, maybe. Okay, a little bit soft there. See, See, I didn't even do a pencil line there, but there's plenty of pencil on my tortillon that'll allow me to do the odd one if I've missed it. Okay. Let's have a look so far. All right. Oh, look at that. Okay. So, where I did these extra thick pen marks, I'm going to go in now and I'm going to add some of this pencil. You see, I'm not being shy with that at all. I'm getting plenty on there because I really want them to sort of stand off the page. You see? Backwards and forwards. I'm not using the point now, I'm using the side of the pencil just to give me a little bit more coverage. Okay. So again, tortillon. Oh, Josie. Now that's a question, isn't it? Now, honestly, I have practiced it. I do actually have a bit of a plan. Because I'm working as a teacher in this role, I would never ever come to do a live session and not have a plan. I just don't think that would be fair. Although the plan doesn't always stay the same, and the tile that I've done might not necessarily look the same as the tile here, but I've always had a go in some way, shape or form. I would never come to this kind of session, or indeed any session, unprepared. I say that wouldn't be fair. So you can see here, like I'll do a quick flash. Look, I have got a planned one. See, but sometimes it might look like this is one we did a while back. You see, I've done part of it, so I've drawn it and shaded part. It depends. One on the amount of time. I mean, for example, here I've got one that's we did on some tassels. So you can see that's my rough tassel version. And then, of course, I did a practice sort of inking as well. So I do prepare. Sometimes it might be a little bit, oh, is it? But yeah, there you go. Okay, so I've left this little bit till last. So let's focus on that then. So in with the pencil to start with. So here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a side of these, and I'm going to go with the right hand side, and I'm just going to add some pencil to the right hand side of each one. Now you might want to choose the left, that doesn't matter at all, but just do one side. Okay, there we go. And you see, I'm sort of working again with the point a little bit here, because again, I'm not being as sort of free with that graphite. I want it there very definite, okay? So while I'm talking definite, let's go a bit larger, and I'm just going to put a little bit either side. There we go, either side of those shapes there, a little bit either side. And there, a little bit. Okay, so working on these sections, I am going to put pencil down that side and down that side. Okay, so same with all of those, and you see I'm working with the point because I don't want a massive amount, but I want it on both sides. Now I'm ignoring the fact that I've put some pencil on the right here. See, I'm on a different side of the line. On to this one, and on this one. I'm just going to continue that all the way around, but focused onto where that pencil's going. I know it's going to go either side because I don't really want any in the middle if I can help it. So, little sections. I'm really focusing in on where that pencil's going to go. Okay? So let's work that out a little bit. So back in with the tortillon. So let's focus on, let's just soften the edges of those first. Let's just get those out of the way. Just, you see, all I'm doing is just lightly sort of stroking the pencil, and it's doing the job for me. So these white sections. So I am going to very, very gently smooth it, but not all the way along. You see, I've just worked it and pulled it out almost, but I've leaving a section without any. So again, I'm being really soft with it. There we go. And leaving a section without any on it at all. Oh, do you, Rhiannon? That's really funny. Oh. Well, no, I think I spent 12 years in a classroom teaching technology, design technology to kids from, actually we used to have year 6s come up, so what are they at, 10, 11, all the way up to 18, 19-year-olds. I'm okay, I don't have a problem being in front of a class, but I do like to know what I'm doing. I don't like to go in unprepared. I mean, I'm sure if I did, I could pull something out, but I just don't, I think that's unfair. You're giving your time up to spend with me and work on something. But it's important that we do it right, isn't it? Okay, so this one, again, I'm being ever so careful. I am just softening the edges either side, but really trying to not get any graphite, any of that pencil in the centre. Now, I do apologise, there we go. And now some of them I know are quite fine, and that might be really tricky to do. But just try, just be gentle with it. Take your time and work with it in small sections. But this is going to be the first thing you see. Because of that stock, dramatic black stripe, that's the most important thing. So it's only right that we spend the most time on this little piece and get it as right as we can. There we go. All right, so far. Oh, Yvonne, I've heard that so many times, but it is so true. You've got a plan. You've got to make sure you've got something there. Okay, so here we go. White chalk pencil. If you don't have a white chalk pencil, a regular white pencil won't quite do this. You're going to be wanting a white gel pen. So I can reach it from over there. So here we go. That's what I tend to use. I've got a jelly roll. I do use I've got 5s, but they're quite hard to get hold of at times. So this is an 8, but that would work just as well. But I am going to go in with my pencil. So I'm going to do with this is looking. I'll use the larger one first. So see here, I've got quite a large space. What I'm going to do, notice it's got a bit of a point on it. That helps. Is I'm going to work downwards from that top through the centre all the way down as far as I can get it. Now you see then, because I've used chalk, it's going over the top of that black with no problem, and that's what we're after. And the white pen would do the same, but your white pencil, a regular pencil, you would struggle to do that. Alright, so through the centres of each one of those, and this is going to give it a white highlight across that centre point. And this is where the magic happens, because when you think we just originally we drew a blob, we've added in a couple of curved lines, a little bit of shadow, a little bit of ink, and before your eyes I am hoping we're going to get something a bit more dimensional. And you think, an hour ago this was a flat blank piece of paper, nothing on it at all, and we all feel a lot better by spending an hour together and a chat and chill a little bit. Okay, let's have a look at that. Oh, Lindsay, I don't normally put them on my website because I don't have many, but if you're struggling for one, if you message me, we can sort one out. There we go. I'm just going to add just a touch of pencil round there. Just a touch. And again, I'm just going to soften that. Just going to give that a little bit of a base to sit on. There we go. All right, last little bit, because again, this is something that, although we could leave it there and it looks lovely, it's always nice to spend the time and have that little bit of a finer detail. So I'm going to bring my pen back in. And looking at this particular shape, remember me saying that here we want this to be sort of the star of the show. And this is going to be the thing that you see more than anything. Is just sort of at the bottom half, I'm going to come back in and work that pen back. So I'm just redefining those lines. So I might go a little bit further up with that one. Okay. Just putting them back in, because sometimes they can get a little bit lost once you've added your pencil and things in, and just coming back in with them. Oh, brilliant, Sonia. You've been doing some Christmas cards then. But I don't know if you saw Rhiannon's post. She's used those stencils not for Christmas, for other things. So, whatever you want to do with them. Okay. So you see, just adding that line back in makes a world of difference, and this is where, when you see it in books and things and on pictures, you don't really see how they've done it, but going in and adding that extra little bit of dimension makes all the difference. Sure you will, Pat. So you see now, this is standing out more than anything else, and you're now getting not just sort of the depth of the tiles there, but this looks like it's coming off the page too. You've got your drop shadows. So again, we could go in and we could redefine, not all of them, we don't want to, if we redefine everything, then everything's not, it becomes different levels again, doesn't it? So let's just pick a few and just add in that line again. You see, I'm just going back in and adding a touch of, I'm just accentuating the line that was already there, really. All right, maybe that one. Just the ones that sort of appear to be up on the front. Let's put a little bit up there too. Okay. So there is something that's a little bit different again from the norm. I mean, we've done 68 tiles, and we can honestly say that those 68 tiles are all different, and it's just now for a case you need to put your name on it. So I want to do it. I'm going to actually put it here. I'm going to say just an initial, so it just looks like it's going underneath there, because remember, we put our name on the back, so we don't need to sort of redo that. It's just about putting something on there that's going to sort of give you a little bit of a hint. So I hope you've enjoyed that one. I hope it's give you a bit of food for thought. I mean, this shape we talked about, it could be any shape that you draw that round and do something completely different with. So yeah, I'm sure you'll all have fun with it, and it'd be nice to see what you actually do with it. So yeah, thank you for your support as ever. And I will be getting your parcels out as soon as I possibly can. We do have Hermes booked for Monday, so parcels will be going out then. We'll see. We'll do our best, but hopefully everybody have a lovely weekend, and enjoy this, and send me some pictures of what you've been doing. That would be absolutely wonderful. And I will see you. I think Marie's back on Monday. We just need to confirm what she is doing. I think we have planned it, but I can't remember what I planned with her. So I'll have a quick chat with her and we'll get that sorted. So she'll be back with you on Monday. And then I'll be back with you here for tile number 69. Oh my goodness, 69 on Wednesday. Friday, I'm back on Create and Craft. Have no idea what times. I've only found out today. But I'm sure I'll come up with something. And yeah, we'll be doing the tile as ever. But I'll let you know a little bit more about that next week. So yeah, have a good one, everybody. Stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. Stay warm. And I'll speak to you all soon. All right. Lovely. Bye.